Hi everyone, welcome to Life Tips by Ning. In today's video, I'm sharing 3 case studies for Yin Earth born in the spring season. So let's take a look at the first example. This daily master is a Yin Earth born in the month of February because the earthly branch for February is a Yang Wood type called Yin in Chinese. So the yearly pillar is a Yang Water and Yang Earth. The monthly pillar is a Yang Water and Yang Wood. The daily pillar is a Yin Earth and Yin Earth, and the hourly pillar is a Yang Earth and Yang Earth. So the first step to assess a Bazi chart is to see what is the condition of this daily master. Do I have friends or supporters to make me strong? So you're looking for either earth or fire because fire grows and supports earth. So on the bottom row, you have 1, 2, 3, and on the top row, you have another one surrounding itself. So this is a fairly strong daily master to begin with. Then in that case, I want to keep myself in balance. I really don't want more of this earth type to making me even more. Then I become this hard soil that's too solid and dense and becomes unusable. And who are the remaining players in this chart? You have wood in position number 6, which is the most influential factor in the Bazi chart. That's actually a good thing because wood suppresses earth, it loosens it up. So that's a good factor in here. And then you have 2 yang waters here. As I said in the prior video, normally speaking, this Yin Earth doesn't like a lot of yang water, which is like a river rushing through a little farming soil. It makes it too muddy. But thankfully, because this chart, the earth is fairly strong, I have so many earth around me, it's able to tolerate the impact of this strong yang water. So it's okay, it doesn't represent a risk. But with that said, I actually don't want more and more yang water being introduced in this chart because then it might become too much of a negative influence. Then the question is, what does this chart really like? You actually really want to see yang fire because yang fire is the sunshine. It desperately needs to balance this external environment so it doesn't become too wet or dry or damp, because you have a bunch of earth around myself and then a bunch of like yang water making me too wet. So I need the sunshine to balance it and turn this existing environment into something useful, because the sun not only can warm me up, but it also can let this Yin Earth produce nutrients. So in this example, the answer is I like wood. Let me protect it. Whenever this annual or 10-year trend is something colliding with or reducing this wood, that's not going to be a good time in the person's life because you're hurting what makes it good. Also, I don't want a lot of yang water showing up again because it's too much of a good thing. Then, in addition to it, my number one favorable element will be yang fire because that will balance my whole environment so it's not super damp and cold. So that's the answer for this one. And the second example is a Yin Earth born in March, which is this Yin Wood type of earthly branch. So the annual pillar is a Yin Water and Yin Wood. The monthly pillar is a Yin Wood and Yin Wood. The daily pillar is a Yin Earth and Yin Fire, and the hourly pillar is a Yin Wood and Yin Earth. It's the same thought process. I have a supporter here and the same as me here. But other than that, the rest of the players are all on the other side of the seesaw, which is a reduction of my own energy. So I would say this guy is more leaning to maybe a little weaker. It's still in that kind of balancing zone, but relatively speaking, this first example is fairly strong, right? And this one is more probably 40%, and this is probably 60 to 70%. So in that case, who are the rest of the players? The number one is there's so much wood everywhere. And then you have this water growing and supporting wood. So The number one risk for this chart is too much wood loosening up and make this soil unusable. It weakens it too much. Too much of a good thing becomes a bad thing. So in that case, the answer for this example is still like the favorable element would be a combination of both fire and earth, because fire will kind of play this converter role of convert some of this wood energy into growing fire, which in turn the fire will grow earth, which is good for me to keep myself more in a balancing state. And more earth will also help me be strong enough to combat the impact of so many wood suppressing earth. So that's why this example also like a lot of fire, especially yang fire, showing up in the annual or 10-year trend. And another thing is, if you put those two examples side by side, even though both of them really prefer yang fire type of external environment, this one actually needed more because it has more of an imbalance to begin with. So I have a more desperate need for that yang fire medicine in comparison to this one. And how that show up in people's life is, let's say if both of them experience a lucky moment of their life, have yang fire showing up in both the 10-year trend and the annual trend, this person will feel the impact more visibly in comparison to this first example. And the last one is a Yin Earth born in April. April's earthly branch is a Yang Earth type called Chen. So the annual pillar is a Yin Meadow and Yin Earth. The monthly pillar is a Yang Water and Yang Earth. The daily pillar is a Yin Earth and Yin Fire. And the hourly pillar is a Yang Wood and Yang Water. So what is the condition of this one? You have an earth here, fire here. A very strong supporting system, especially position number 6, is the same as me type, which give me a lot of support. So in this case, this guy's starting condition is fairly strong again. So I probably don't want more fire and earth than you over-indexed. Luckily, the remaining of the players are like metal and water. Those are fairly strong. It's useful enough to keep myself in balance because it takes earth energy to produce metal, and metal in turn produce water. So that's a really smooth and logical flow. And what about this Yang Wood person? This has a special combination relationship because like out of the 10 heavenly stems, there are 5 pairs of special combination. Yang Wood and Yin Earth tend to be combined. Think of it as tangling, and both of their energy strength get reduced because of this special tangling effect. That's why this Yang Wood is kind of rendered kind of strengthless and fairly weak in this chart. But this is a good combination because it also reduces the chi of this daily master, which is helpful to keep itself in balance because my original starting point is a little too strong anyways. So it's a good thing. And also because this weakened wood, it doesn't steal the strength of water. Otherwise, water grows wood, which means it takes away my water's own energy to grow and support this wood. And because this wood got weakened, so my water can preserve its own strength to do its job of balancing the chart. This is that alternative good buzz that I was talking about in the prior video, right? Like if you don't have a pure like fire and wood type of supporter input role, if you have a strong earth to begin with, and you have a very clear path of wet earth grows metal, that's another good use of this Yin Earth purpose and existence, to grow metal, and metal grows water, which is like producing this sustainable and never drying little stream in the forest. And that's a pretty picture. That's why this buzzer charts, I would say this person's main focus in life is to use his own creativity or kind of unique talent to earn money, and that person could actually gain a lot of material wealth because they have a very strong, like the 10 spirit equivalent from metal and water, which are the expressor energy, which is your own output and creativity, and the merchant energy from water, which means money and material wealth. So, and because of the nice flow of metal growth water, and the water is fairly strong in this chart, it means you will be successful in terms of using your own talent and to create wealth and work for yourself. So that's a very clear life path for this person. So here are just some quick case studies to further show you how to analyze Bazi. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye.